Lil Baby just got scammed out of $400,000 by his own jeweler. $400,000 gone. And the craziest part, this jeweler actually thought he was going to get away with it. Thought Baby was just going to take the L and keep it moving. Word to my mother, he thought wrong. Baby crashed out so hard on this man that the jeweler had to pay back every single dollar and throw in thousands worth of free jewelry just to stop the situation from going further. But here is what nobody is talking about. The way the scam works is so slick that it has fooled some of the most experienced people in the entire jewelry industry. So if you think this cannot happen to you, you need to watch this video until the very end, because by the time we are done, you are going to know exactly how this works and how to make sure you never get caught slipping like this. Let's get into it. All right, gang. Before we get into the chaos, we need to talk about who we are actually dealing with here, because this was not some random corner store jeweler. This was not some guy selling chains out the trunk of a car. No. Raphael and Company is based right in the heart of the New York Diamond District, one of the most famous jewelry hubs on the entire planet. The company was founded in 2009 by three guys, Gabriel Jacobs, Raphael Aronbeavy, and Eric Aronbeavy. And from day one, these guys built their whole brand around one thing, getting their pieces on the biggest celebrities in the world. And bro, they delivered. Their client list reads like a VIP section at the Grammys. Jay-Z, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys, Travis Scott, J Balvin. We're talking about an absolute who's who of hip-hop royalty walking through their doors. So when Lil Baby started coming around, it was not some big surprising moment. It made total sense. He was becoming one of the hottest rappers on the planet. And Raphael was exactly the kind of high-end New York Diamond District operation that a rapper at Baby's level was supposed to be dealing with. Baby actually first connected with him back in November of 2019. His first purchase, a Rolex. Nothing crazy. Just get his foot in the door, testing the relationship. And according to Gabriel Jacobs himself, things started off really smooth. The relationship was good. Trust was building. So, fast forward to 2021, and now Lil Baby is not just some rising rapper. He is one of the biggest names in the entire game. My Turn has already gone platinum multiple times. He is headlining festivals, and now he is getting his first invite to the Met Gala. Chat, this is a big deal. Y'all are not ready for how this unfolded. So, the 2021 Met Gala, for anybody who does not know, this is the event. This is the Super Bowl of fashion. Every celebrity, every designer, every media outlet in the world has their eyes locked on who shows up and what they are wearing. It is not just a party. It is a statement. And for Lil Baby, a kid from the streets of Atlanta who had to fight his way out of poverty and survived multiple stints in prison before blowing up, walking into the Met Gala was a moment. Coach, the luxury fashion brand, dressed him for the event. Creative director Stuart Vavers put Baby in this clean, elegant black suit covered with glistening diamond brooches. The fit was hard, no debate. But Baby wanted to take it to another level, because of course he did. This is Lil Baby we are talking about. The man does not do anything halfway. So, here is what actually happened behind the scenes. And this is the part that changes everything about how you understand the story. Gabriel Jacobs from Raphael and Company loaned Lil Baby over $4 million worth of jewelry for the Met Gala. For $1 million, chains, a cross, a pinky ring, a bracelet, and one very special watch. This was a flex move, a business arrangement where the jeweler provides the pieces. Baby rocks them on the biggest stage in fashion, and the exposure alone is worth more than any advertisement money can buy. This is how the game works at the top level. The jewelry is a billboard. Baby is the billboard carrier. And the centerpiece of the whole look, the crown jewel, if you will, was supposed to be one of the rarest watches on the market, a PC Philippe Nautilus. But not just any Nautilus. The reference 5711P, the 40th anniversary edition, a watch so rare, so sought that the retail price from PC Philippe themselves sits at around $650,000. And Gabe had one, or at least he thought he had one. But wait, and this is the part that gave me chills when I first found out about it. 3 days before everything exploded, Lil Durk posted something on his Instagram story that was basically a prophecy. I am not even joking. Durk went on a story and wrote, "Stop buying all this jewelry without knowing what you're doing. A lot of this stuff is fake and some is overpriced. Get one jeweler and stick to them. I'm telling you, your behind is going to be pissed when the truth comes out." Bro, he said the truth is going to come out. 3 days later, his own label brother, his Voice of the Heroes collaborator, became the most famous example of exactly what Durk was warning everybody about. That timing is wild. Chat, are we surprised that Durk knew something was off in the streets? Because that message did not come from nowhere. Durk has been in the jewelry game long enough to know that the secondary market, the watches and pieces being passed between dealers and jewelers and traders, is absolutely full of convincing fakes. He knew, and 3 days later, the whole world found out exactly what he was talking about. What makes Durk's warning even more important is the specific advice he gave. He did not just say things are fake out here and leave it at that. He said get one jeweler and stick to them. That is actually the most valuable piece of advice in this entire story, because the whole reason the situation happened is that the watch came through a chain of multiple dealers. It passed through unknown hands before it got to Gabe, and then from Gabe to Baby. Every extra link in that chain is another opportunity for something fake to slip through. When you have a jeweler you trust, someone who knows your taste, knows your budget, knows your reputation is tied to theirs, they are going to be way more careful about what they put in front of you. That relationship is protection, and Durk knew it. He just did not know his message was going to become the most perfectly timed PSA in hip-hop jewelry history 48 hours later. So, Baby rocks up to the Met Gala looking clean. The fit is immaculate, the jewelry is loaded, and the watch on his wrist is what he believes to be a $400,000 PC Philippe 40th Anniversary Nautilus. He is feeling himself as he should. He posts the watch to his Instagram story with the caption 40th Anniversary, not the regular 400K. And then the internet did what the internet does. Within hours, the watch enthusiast community, specifically the account at Fake Watchbuster, posted a side-by-side comparison between Baby's watch and what the real PC Philippe 40th Anniversary Nautilus actually looks like. And gang, the differences were not small. The bezel on Baby's watch was too thick. The case had the wrong proportions. The hand with the wrong shape and the wrong size. For anybody who knows watches, and there are a lot of people on the internet who know watches, this was not even a close call. The watch on Lil Baby's wrist at the Met Gala was a fake. The post went viral instantly. Thousands of people tagging Baby. Thousands of comments. The Shade Room picked it up. Hip-hop Twitter went crazy. And somewhere in all of that chaos, the notification reached Lil Baby himself. Oh my God, imagine finding out your $400,000 watch is a fake. Not in private, not from your jeweler calling you with an apology, but from the internet roasting you while you are literally still at the event. That is genuinely one of the most embarrassing things I've ever heard of happening to a celebrity at a public event. Not because Baby did anything wrong, he got played, but the fact that it got exposed in real time at the Met Gala in front of every fashion journalist and celebrity gossip account on the planet. That is a level of public humiliation that most people would not be able to handle. And Lil Baby did not handle it quietly. No, he handled it the Lil Baby way, which means publicly, directly, and with zero filter. Baby posted on Instagram tagging Raphael and code directly, and the caption was not polite. He wrote, "Y'all know better than to sell me of all people a fake or anything that could be called a fake. I stand on my name the same way y'all should. Ain't no such thing as a mistake when that money is involved. Don't play with me." Then he posted separately tagging Paddock Fight themselves and wrote, "See, this is why I need to be on the list. Aftermarket jewelers are going to make me do some things I should not be doing." That last line is important. Baby was not just venting. He was sending a very clear message. The kind of message that people from where Baby comes from understand immediately. He was telling Gabe, fix this right now or the consequences are going to be something neither of us wants. This is where it gets insane, because think about it. Gabe has got $4 million of jewelry on Lil Baby's body at the Met Gala, their whole business relationship on the line. And now Lil Baby is publicly threatening him in front of millions of followers. That is a nightmare scenario for any business. Any PR team in the world would be losing their mind right now. And here's the kicker. Gabriel Jacobs found out about all of this while he was observing a religious fast. His phone was off, and when he turned it back on, he described it like this on Drink Champs. His phone was blowing up like crazy. 1 million messages. His PR team calling. Everything had exploded while he was completely unreachable. Now, here's where the story gets a little more complicated because Gabe did not just disappear. He did not ghost Baby. He did not try to spin some story about it. He came out immediately and took full responsibility. Within 24 hours of the story breaking, Raphael and company posted a public apology on their Instagram stories. Gabe wrote, "I personally want to apologize to Lil Baby for not doing my due diligence when selling him the Pate watch. I should have inspected the watch after purchasing it from a dealer. I take full responsibility for not doing my job properly. I would never knowingly sell him or anyone else anything that is not 100% authentic." And then he backed it up with action. Baby got a full refund, every single dollar. And he was gifted 4 diamond rings valued at $50,000 to $55,000 that were already being custom made for him. Gabe gave him the Baby for free as an apology. But the part that really tells you everything about how this scam actually works. Gabe revealed that the watch did not come from Raphael directly. It came through trade-ins. Baby had brought in some of his own jewelry and 2 watches from another jeweler to put toward the pate, which means a fake watch entered the equation from a third-party dealer further up the chain. And get this, Gabe told TMZ that he had shown that same watch to 2 other dealers before it ever got a Baby, 2 other professional jewelers, and neither of them could tell it was fake either. So, what you actually have here is not a dirty jeweler trying to scam a rapper. What you have is a counterfeit watch well made that it fooled multiple professional dealers in the Diamond District. That is how sophisticated the fake luxury watch market has gotten. That is the real story underneath all the drama. And this is the part y'all need to really hear, because this is the part that actually matters beyond the Lil Baby drama. What happened here was not just a one-off accident. It is a symptom of something much bigger going on in the luxury watch world. The PC Philippe Nautilus, especially the reference 5711, became one of the most counterfeited watches on the planet because of how insane the demand got. At its people were paying double and triple the retail price just to get their hands on a real one. The wait list at authorized PC dealers became legendary, years long with no guarantees. So what happened? The gray market exploded. Dealers buying and reselling through unofficial channels. Watches passing through multiple hands before reaching the end buyer. And with every extra set of hands, the risk of a counterfeit entering the chain goes up. Y'all need to understand how good these fakes have gotten. We are not talking about obvious knockoffs with the wrong logo. We are talking about watches with the correct weight, the correct finishing, the correct dial color, the correct box and paper. Some of these counterfeits are so advanced that they have fooled people who have been handling luxury watches for 20 plus years. The fake that ended up on Lil Baby's wrist came with a box. It came with papers. It passed through multiple sets of professional hands in the New York Diamond District without being flagged. That is not amateur work. That is an entire sophisticated counterfeit operation that exists specifically to exploit the gray market. This is exactly what Lil Durk was warning about. When you are buying through unofficial channels, even from established dealers in the Diamond District, you're operating in a space where the authentication process is not always airtight. PC Philippe does not certify gray market watches. Rolex does not certify gray market watches. If a piece comes in on trade and you do not send it back to the manufacturer for verification, you are relying entirely on your own eye and the reputation of whoever you got it from. And clearly, even the most experienced eyes in the game can get fooled. Baby's response after the whole thing went down, tagging Pate Philippe and asking to be put on their list, actually made perfect sense. The authorized dealer list is basically the only guaranteed way to get a real one. Yes, the wait is absurd. Yes, you have to build a purchase history with a boutique. But when you spend 6 figures on a watch, you deserve to know it is real. And the fallout from this whole situation sent shockwaves through the jeweler community. Ben Baylor, one of the most respected jewelers in hip-hop history, came out publicly after the Lil Baby situation and gave some of the most direct advice anybody has ever heard on this subject. His message was simple. Never buy a PC Felipe from a jeweler. The watch market is too insane. Right now, if you are spending that kind of money, you go to an authorized dealer. Period. Lil Durk, after the situation fully blew up, came back on Instagram and doubled down. He basically said, do not blame the rapper or the athlete anymore. Blame the jeweler for selling them that fake stuff. And while Gabe from Raphael would probably push back on that characterization given that he took full responsibility and made it right, the point Durk is making about the broader industry is completely valid. There are jewelers out there who know exactly what they are selling. Not everyone in this story is as stand-up as Gabe was. And Gabe himself changed how he operates because of this. He announced publicly that going forward, Raphael and company will be hiring a dedicated professional watch authenticator to inspect every single watch before it gets sold. He also opened the door for any of his previous customers to bring back their purchases for authentication. That is a significant operational change, and it only happened because one very famous rapper went nuclear on Instagram. So, in a weird way, Baby crashing out actually made the whole industry a little bit safer. His public pressure forced one of the biggest celebrity jewelers in New York to overhaul how they verify their inventory. That is real impact. That is power. And that right, there's a full story of how Lil Baby crashed out on his jeweler at the Met Gala and why every single detail of it matters. From Lil Durk's prophetic warning 3 days before to the fake watch fooling multiple professional dealers, to Baby going public with a call out to Gabe, making it right, with full refund and $50,000 worth of free rings. This story has everything. Drama, money, real-world consequences. But here is what I want you to take away from all of this. Think about where Lil Baby came from. This is a man who grew up in poverty in Atlanta, got locked up multiple times before the age of 20, and then built himself into one of the biggest rap stars on the planet through sheer will and talent. He earned every dollar he has. And somebody in the supply chain, not necessarily Gabe, but somewhere up that dealer chain, sold a fake watch for close to $500,000 and almost got away with it. That is the reality of where the luxury goods market is right now. The fakes are better than they have ever been. The counterfeits are more sophisticated than they have ever been. And the gray market makes it almost impossible to trace where a piece actually came from. So more than the entertainment value, and there is plenty of that. This story is genuinely a lesson. The luxury watch gray market is dangerous. The secondary dealer chain is full of risks that even the professionals cannot always spot. If you are ever in a position where you are buying a high-end timepiece and something feels slightly off, the proportions, the weight, the finish, trust that feeling. Send it to the manufacturer. Use an authorized dealer whenever possible. Because if a $400,000 fake watch can fool the Diamond District, it can absolutely fool anybody. Gang, if you learned something from this video, you already know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and share this with somebody who needs to know how this game really works. And if you want to see more breakdowns on how the jewelry and luxury goods world operates behind the scenes, we got you. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.